1 minute you're young, you're carefree, you don't have to worry about how you're looking, how your body is. You know, you're playing with your friends, you can play with boys, you're playing chiduno, you're playing rounders, you're playing with your dolls. You never make it into my dolly clothes. The next thing, you start feeling shy. You start feeling different. You start, you know, just start feeling different things about your body.
I know one thing, you're young, you're playing chiduno, you know you're playing chiduno with your friends. Then you just hear a couple of things to my comments from adults. No, you're now an adult, behave like an adult. I mean, what's going on with my body? And I don't even want to talk about what happens to me.
You know what? Growing up can be awkward. Like, growing up is really awkward. Most when you start to notice, like, your body is changing.
Yes.
It just gets to feel really weird. You start to feel shy. You get comments from people saying, now you're a woman. And you know, you don't even notice it. It's people who have to tell you things are happening and things are changing about your body.
And you know, it's that weird feeling where you're not comfortable with your body. You're smelling, one time you're this. I mean, what's happening with me? Thank you so much for joining us. Today we're talking about puberty, everything to do with our bodies. What's going on? Does everybody experience the same changes? Do you experience the same changes?
I don't think so, because I think when it comes to puberty, we all experience it differently. For some, it's fast. For some, it's slow. It happens differently for everyone, but today we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
So, welcome to Tikambe Tv, your #1 plug, where we bring you all the fun and everything that you need to know. My name is Tumi.
And I'm Charity Kampinda. Thank you so much for joining us, and see you in a bit.
So we took it to the streets to hear what the young people had to say, because we wanted to know their views, their experiences, and also what they know on puberty. So stay tuned.
Welcome to Kasama. This is the greatest place and the place of a whole lot of abundant natural resources, rich in history. Kanshi pamonge msepela mnom Kasama tuli abayibi mbamonganshi ukulanda sana periashi ilitwa ukutila sexual reproductive health and rights. Kanshi, that's what we are talking about. This is the Chishimba Falls, the beautiful place which represents Kasama and Northern Province at large. Welcome to Kasama! Laka respondo? Ishina chan. Augustine, aye. Laka. So respondo ndefo okwishu. Wabishektu waishwa shana zi apano mani nkula. Waishwa shana na ukula.
Nyofa na ishwa tini nkula. Like umekula wa voice. Voice la chinja. Mo pimples. Kula wakumene nisho mapa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ngapa down.
Na ponse fe.
Hello, my fish will be stick.
Nga wakula. Kula babe no wala la ngo kula boy mo asanga na wo mpya.
Ni wasunda?
Baba maspe mo yana fuma.
Ya isa mbe okufumira wa respondo. Ni lake. Ngoma na kashi tushosha na na kwa respondo.
Mwana kashi mabere. Abere nefe. Nechifuma fika shame nechipachia fuma kofidia.
Jamu mango.
Natuma pimpo.
Wamana kumuko. Oko respond. Otherwise, twatotela waishu. Setse chibombe we waishu. Oko. Not kwata kofi ame kusho. She umwana ngafika kwa mushingu ngakula. Mafyanshe moyo bashingwana naye.
My brother, umwana from Shinkwa Kura, eba nyamona no bana papa fiashi no bafe chimpu mlando wako batinisha rekwa pe yonse aikata chigai.
Yes sir, aikata chigai.
So that panti para abana barafuna no control kabwino wino rekwa afye nangubenga kali pashani we mwana ikala panshi takuba kumfa bwino just because rekwa afye kwika kwikata
fishi filenga sana go bata fwesa no kata.
Inshallah, for my feelings, yeah, sex.
Ah, sexy. How much tell me? Okay, that's an interesting way of knowing. Mwana wene ngambo kumfanya na feelings. Kumufyana mshana.
Ah, we're not kumufya. Kumuchisafe encourage pakutsa posa mano ku school.
Okay. So chawa maposa mano ku school, chira posa mano ku research.
Mkwai.
But sex telaka.
Ah, yali balaka na yena in terms of ama feelings that then are but kumuchita control. Ngawe mfyashe.
Oh, so chikangala wafya shukrani na bana ngale kula.
Mkwai.
Oh, okay. Na totela ngashwa gift twala punga na.
Ah, twala punga na boss.
Thank you very much for such wonderful information. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everyone goes through puberty and we all go through puberty differently. We've known that it's important that we get information from experts because they know it all, and we also get to hear from other young people so that we can get to know how it has been for others. We get to hear their stories, their experiences, because it's really nice to have such conversations, making everyone know that they are not alone. We go through this together.
And it's so interesting that, you know, the young people are aware and, you know, they're able to speak out. Don't be like the young me, I don't know how many years back when I couldn't speak out and, you know, tell my parents, you know, that I'm going through such a situation. You got this.
My name is Margaret Mulikita, and today I have a special friend by the name of Tina Maluma, and we are going to be talking about puberty. She started experiencing puberty when she was 12 years old, back in school. Yes, that's when she started seeing her body changes. When you started seeing your body changes, so what did you see? So the first thing that she saw was her pubic hair. Yeah, they started to grow, and as well as her breasts. Yeah, they started to grow as well. Okay, very good. Oh, nice. She's saying that it was very easy for her case because she was chubby growing up. She was chubby, and she would even be proud of her body, you know, showing it off to her friends, having all those hips and all those breasts, and so she was very comfortable in her skin. The challenges that she faced when she noticed the changes was that some of her friends would mock her and call her a mother, more like she was now ready to be married because of how she looked, because of being chubby. Yeah, so they would tell her that she looked ready to get married. I had gone home to my family and I had explained what my friends were talking about, and my family refused, saying no, it was normal for a young person to be her size. Just focus on your school. In future your body would change. So I just ignored whatever they were talking about. Okay, nice. So she's saying something that she experienced herself, saying there was at some point where her friends invited her to go to the hospital to go and access some information. Yes, they went to test for HIV. And When they reached to that health center, she was just pricked. She was just pricked. There was no asking of questions. If she was in any relationships, like we received the questions, the hearing. So there was nothing like that. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed our little talk with Tina and I. Till next time, bye-bye.
On Spotlight today, we decided to drive all the way to Quito, the Copper Belt, to interact with some kings and queens from the Copper Belt. There's Indangwa, the social elements, the young people. They are so amazing. They talk to us on their experiences on puberty, what they went through, their body changes. It was so amazing. You wouldn't want to miss this, so stay tuned.
Okay, so what I understand about puberty is that puberty is a state or a process or rather transition from childhood to adulthood. So if I remember correctly, I think I was 9, 10, somewhere there.
13 years old. I was 10 years.
13.
I was kind of a late bloomer.
I was 10 years old.
I started puberty when I was in grade 9, I think.
At that time, I knew nothing about it. And having been the last born in my family, it was something that was like, oh my God, what's this? Why are my hips growing? Why are my titties paining?
That's when I started experiencing those changes. It was in grade 9. The first thing I noticed, obviously, was my breasts, of course. It was the first thing I noticed. And then came the menstrual cycle. It was kind of a little bit late, so I felt a little bit behind when it came to my friends.
The first time was when I was with my older sister, and I went to take a bath. So when I went to take a bath, I noticed that blood was coming out from my private parts. And I was like, oh my God, I hurt myself. Then I ran from the bathroom and I was going out, I was screaming, Mommy, what's going on? Then Mom was like, no, don't be scared. She explained, yeah, and I got to know about it. Yeah.
There was a time I went to bed, then I had to wake up. I just found out that my bed was literally wet. So I began to think, is it that I'm a bit wet or what? But then, upon, removing all the blankets, I realized that there was some, whitish liquid. So I was like, what's this? I wanted to talk to my parents, but I never felt comfortable. So I just kept it to myself. But with time, yeah, like right now, I know and I fully understand why I experienced that.
Okay, physically, my hips started budding like they were coming out. My boobs came out and I started feeling funny sometimes. I would just feel shy. Whenever I'm around guys, I would feel shy. Yeah.
I started having some pubic hair, both inside my armpit. Yeah, besides that, I also realized that there was my voice began to crack, to which I thought maybe it was a certain disorder. Yeah.
The growing of breasts, then also pubic hair, then as well fila ka shape fila kwati di botolo le one filia wino sana yeah. And again, while you check yourself, then body audio filia, what's happening to me? More especially since I was very much into soccer. So I was like, body audio where they tell you at home, play kale foika.
So it was something new. I didn't know how to deal with it, but my elder sisters helped me go through that stage.
So it was kind of awkward when they were talking about, no, pads this, I use this. You're not getting to contribute anything when they're talking about that. So I always usually used to hang out more with the boys than with the girls.
For me, at home, not really, but at school, you know, friends will start saying, I've got pubic hair. What should you do? Okay, Shevas, you do this. Or if you're experiencing, you know, there is that odor that comes when you're not taking care of yourself. When you reach at that particular stage, they'll be like, oh yeah, there are lemons. If you've got that bad smell, you can use lemons to like clean your armpits and all that.
Started with my breasts coming out, then followed the menses. So it came about abruptly, not expecting it, and it was at school. So I had to ask a few friends to cover up because it just happens suddenly. You just feel a little bit of those cramps, then it just starts suddenly. Then you're at school and they're writing your tests. So it was very uncomfortable and kind of embarrassing to ask your friends to say, guys, and my school was pretty far from home and you couldn't take the bus, and we couldn't bus, we had everybody would know, so we had to walk.
Yeah, I remember when that happened, my mom called my grandmother and she came and she started telling me to say, no, if you don't wafika kule kusangwa na baume, wasangwa no maume, if kondo kukula shani. Whenever you're cooking, don't get salt with your bare hands and put it in the food. When you put it in the food, if any guy eats of it, they will have a cough that will never end. So I was scared. I was like, oh my God. So whenever I'm cooking, I used to use a spoon and all. Yeah.
Yeah, traditions. Okay, the myth can include one, like I said earlier on, after night woman and do that. You need to be careful with that because that contributes to low sperm count.
There aren't necessarily myths to say. I think they just talked of the way I dress. Stop wearing short skirts, shorts, the more then they start telling you that. So it's a little bit hard. It can be hard for you to just start doing that.
This time, this time, you can actually come at the clinic where you find youth-friendly space. There are mentors there. There's also a sister in charge. There's also a community-based facilitator like myself where you can get information about SRI, HR as well.
So, how was your puberty experience?
I don't even want to talk about it. I mean, it was a whole lot of change. You know, when I just woke up one day, you know, you just feel uncomfortable. And it's that thing where you don't even want to walk out of the door. You'll be like, okay, what will parents talk about me? What will they say? You know, where you're being told to act like an adult. You know, it's just so weird, you know, where you start feeling, you know, uncomfortable, where you start smelling different. It's just weird anyway.
You know, for me, during my puberty phase, remember at time people were saying God was going to come in 2012. I was just like, let God come, please.
Yeah.
I don't experience it because I wasn't ready. Because, you know, talking about puberty, it was like to my small private committee meetings. Like you felt like adults saying, you know what? You're going to grow this, you start seeing this, you start feeling that. Like you even do to my checkups on your friend, like that, just to find out what's happening.
And that kind of thing of having to my responsibilities now, you feel as if you're an adult now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for me, I think the biggest thing that I was just scared of is, you know it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
anyway, I get you.
When the red moon comes out. For me, that was like my biggest fear. But all in all, I think puberty happens differently because for some people, like for some friends, it did happen fast. For some, maybe like they started seeing changes at 10, 8, and then, you know, for others, they start seeing changes at 14, 15. So like for some, it really happens fast. And in comparison with others, it takes longer because our bodies are different. But all in all, puberty involves a lot of body changes.
And for the red moon coming out, you know, from my experience, it was just so weird where I was so uncomfortable to tell my mom. I knew what was happening. So she just had to tell my auntie to talk to me. I'm like, what's happening to me? But I had to deny it because I was in denial. I didn't want to accept that this is happening to me. Because I didn't understand. I mean, what's happening? Like you wake up today and it's continuous. You know where it's happening like 3 days. and I kept it to myself. So it's like a weird feeling, you know, as we are growing up, we just tend to accept, and it's part of life anyway.
So, because for me, I think I also kept it to myself because I think I was scared. Was I dying? What was happening? Yeah. Okay, so stay tuned. And we are going to speak to someone who's going to help us know about puberty, what puberty is, and more information that you need to know about puberty.
So puberty, that is a time in life where boys and girls are sexually matured. It is a process that happens between the age of, for the girls, between the age of 10 to 14. Then for the boys, it's 12 to 16. They have physical changes that happen, so they are different. No, it's not everyone. You know, everyone has got hormones. So puberty cannot be at the same time. It's in different ways. You find today, this one, the hormones that she has, changes can start today, but they will not start at the same time. They start differently. As you know, there are hormones that are being released, the chemicals that are being released in the body for the boys and girls. So you find there are different things that happen, like the nipples coming out, the breast enlargement, the change in the voice. There's also the fat deposition that makes the shape, especially for the girls. It makes the shape maybe for the breast and the hips. Also, the fat deposition is deposited in the legs. There is also hair distribution in the armpits and in the pubic area. You also find that for the girls, they have menses. For the boys, they've got change in voices. Yeah, you find that when you become of age, you are taught different things, like from elders that you are not supposed to touch a boy. Your nails will grow long, or maybe your fingers will grow long. So those are the myths that happens mostly with the elders. But for now, where we are, it's very important to explain everything to our children for them to understand. It's very important to educate both boys and girls. We need to talk this thing openly. Because if we don't talk it openly, it will bring that stigma. Now, for us to avoid that stigma, we need to talk to the girls and to the boys. We need to make the girls understand about menstrual hygiene management. So menstrual hygiene management, we need to tell the girls that they are now of age. And as a woman that they've reached, they have the right to everything. They have the right to health, they have the right to water, they have the right to sanitary pads. So we need to explain all those, we need to educate them. That even in schools, for adolescents, those that are in schools, they have the right to a better toilet that has a shower. So that in case of those messes, they'll be able to clean themselves and change. That transition that is happening in their lives. Because as parents, if we're not going to talk to them, they'll go and ask their friends. And when they end up asking their friends, they will do things that we don't expect. That's where you find that somebody has got feelings. You need to explain to them that when you become of age, there are these things that comes in your body, that happens in your body. And you are not supposed to indulge yourself into sex. Boys, they can be your friends, but don't indulge yourselves into sex. Because if you indulge yourself into sex, you will get pregnant. So it's very important for parents and guardians to talk to their children about puberty. For the girls, it's very, very important. That's why we talk about menstrual hygiene management. If we need to explain to them that hygiene is very important, there is need for them to change their pads. They cannot stay with a pad for a longer period. If they stay with the pad for a longer period, that means they are introducing infection in their body. They would end up having urinary tract infections. So it's very important. Even for the boys also, it's very important. We need to tell them that there's time for them. They should clean their armpits. They should clean their pubic hair. They should shave. And they should always bath to avoid, because that period that they have, they've got that sweatiness that comes with them. We have clinics and we have adolescent spaces. So for those that cannot speak with their parents or maybe with their guardians, they are free to come to go to any nearest clinic and see the adolescent focal point person. And there are peer educators there that are able to teach them and talk about puberty and menstrual hygiene management.
So we've just come from learning a lot about puberty. We got to speak to the young people on the streets. We got to hear it from an expert. And we also had an amazing guest who came through to give more insight on what puberty is. And, you know, after today's episode, I think knowing about puberty is just something that everyone has to speak about, so they're not alone. Don't you think so?
I think so. And you know, I enjoyed the Right to Kids where, you know, we interacted with the Copper Belt, the Queens
Copper
and Kings.
and Queens.
You know, those guys are amazing. I do know that every young person in Copper Belt can speak out, has this confidence. I think we also have to start doing that in Osaka. What do you think?
Exactly. We need more views and opinions because, you know, talking about puberty is something that's going to help many people know that it's okay to have body changes, it's okay to feel different, it's okay to experience different things, and you should embrace it. You should feel cool about it. If you're growing beard hair, you have a beard.
Can you embrace having beards?
Yeah, like we have to embrace our changes. If you're turning into a woman, like, love your body. If you're changing into a guy, love your body and speak to someone. Like, don't grow in silence. Go to your youth-friendly space, your youth-friendly corner. Speak to a counselor there. Speak to someone who can help you know about hygiene, how to take care of these new changes happening. So at least even as you are changing, you're able to know what you can do best to embrace this change or to even accept this change that your body is going through.
You're very right. So always feel confident, you know, to visit these friendly corners. No one will shout at you, no one will come to you or will hit you. No, you are too mellow, you're doing this when you're Kamfana, you know. Feel free, you know, feel free to visit us and, you know, talk to us. We're here to help you, you know, talk to you. We had an amazing time.
Exactly. And for more amazing content on Tikambe, please visit our Facebook page and our Instagram page on Tikambe Natulande and get to interact with us. Send in your views, your comments on our comment section and let us know where you're tuned in from. So I was your presenter, Tumi.
And this has been Charity Campinda. Thank you so much for joining us. Do make a date next week at the same time, same place.
Till next time, bye.